لقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Tajweed Made Easy. This is your brother Abu Muhammad. Today's lesson we're going to start a new topic, which is the relationship between two meeting letters. When two letters they meet each other, they're next to each other. Because in the Arabic language, sometimes the first of the two letters will not be pronounced but will be merged onto the second letter. And other times, both letters they have to be pronounced clearly. So today we're going to find out the different categories, the rules, how to apply the rules, and some of the exceptions to these rules. Now here on the board, now we're just going to summarize, okay? We're going to summarize the topics that we're going to learn. Then straight after this, we're going to do the first two parts in more detail. So the relationship of letters next to each other is of three categories. Number one, letters which are al-mutamathilan. So imagine, so two letters which are next to each other. These letters are the exact same letters. Mutamathilan means the exact same letters. Second category, al-mutajanisan. Al-mutajanisan, the two letters which are next to each other. These two letters, they have the same articulation point. This just means they pronounce they come out from the same place, whether it's the lips or the tip of the tongue and so on. So they share the same articulation point, but they have different characteristics, different sifat. And the third category, al-mutaqariban, just means they're close letters. These letters are close in their sifat and their makharij. They're next to each other. They're near each other. So what are the relationship? Now these are the three categories of the three different ways two letters can meet. Now in these three categories, these are broken into two parts. As-saghir, which means the small, and al-kabir, which means the big. What does this mean? As-saghir just means those letters which are next to each other, the first letter has a sukoon, the second letter has a haraka, fatha, kasra, dhamma. For example, al-mutamathilan, we said the two exact same letters which are next to each other. So kaf and kaf, they're next to each other. The first kaf has a sukoon, it does not have a sukoon, means it does not have fatha, kasra, dhamma. And the second kaf has a fatha, kasra, dhamma. Then we're going to find out how do we pronounce a word like this. Then we have al-kabir, which means big. Al-kabir just means the two letters which are next to each other, both of them have a haraka, fatha, kasra, dhamma, or fathatan, kasratan, dhammatan. So how do we pronounce letter like jim and jim when they're next to each other and both of them have a fatha, kasra, dhamma? Then al-mutajanisan, okay, similar thing. So the two letters which are next to each other, as-saghir just means the first of the two letters has a sukoon, meaning sukoon means no fatha, kasra, dhamma, non-vowel letter. And the second one has a vowel, fatha, kasra, dhamma. How do you pronounce a word like this? And the big one, al-kabir, just means the two letters which are next to each other, both of them have haraka. Al-mutaqariban, same thing. As-saghir means the two letters. The first one has a sukoon, second letter has a haraka, fatha, kasra, dhamma. And al-kabir just means both of them have a haraka and they're next to each other. So these are the three categories. Now, inshallah, we're going to find out in more detail al-mutamathilan, al-mutajanisan, how do we apply this rule, and the exceptions as well. So we have here on the board al-mutamathilan, al-mutajanisan. Al-mutamathilan, we said the two letters next to each other, the exact same letters next to each other. So there's two scenarios, two situations. It can be as-saghir and al-kabir. As-saghir just means the two letters which are next to each other, the first one has a sukoon. Sukoon means non-vowel, no fatha, kasra, dhamma. And the second letter would have a fatha, kasra, dhamma. So when these two letters are next to each other, what's the rule on this? The rule on this is merging, idgham. So you have to merge the first letter onto the second letter. So two letters are next to each other. First letter has a sukoon, second letter has fatha, kasra, dhamma. So the first letter would merge onto the second one. For example, we have here yudrikkum. We don't pronounce it as yudrikkum, yudrikkum. We pronounce it as yudrikkum, yudrikkum. So this kaf would have entered the other kaf, and you normally find the shadda on the second letter. So yudrikkum, yudrikkum. Second example. وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا, وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا. We have two words here. Okay, we have here dal here. And the first dal has a sukoon, meaning no vowels, no fatha, kasra, dhamma. Second vowel has a fatha, kasra, dhamma. So وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا, we don't say وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا. But we merge the first dal into the second one. وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا, وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا. Now, This is as-saghir. Now al-kabir just means the two exact letters which are next to each other, both of them they have a haraka, both of them have a vowel, whether it's fatha kasra dhamma or two fathas, fathatan kasratan dhammatan. So what's the rule on this? The rule on this is to make it clear. For example, we have the word hijaj. The first jim has a fatha, second jim has a kasratan. So we have to make it clear. Hijaj, jaja, hijaj, hijaj. We have to make the jims clear. Next example is fihi huda, fihi huda. First ha has a kasra, second has a kasra. First ha has a kasra, second has a dhamma. So we have to make it clear. Fihi huda, fihi huda, fihi huda. So whenever we find letters which are the same exact letters next to each other, both of them have fatha kasra dhamma, we have to make it clear. An exception to this rule is for example, alladhi yuwaswisu, this part of the ayah, alladhi yuwaswisu, the ya, this ya, alladhi, we do, okay. Exceptions to this rule is, if the letter is not an original letter, but stretching letter, then we do not merge. What do I mean by this? For example, if you have alladhi yuwaswisu, alladhi yuwaswisu, the ya on alladhi, this ya is for stretching. This ya here is for stretching, it's not an original ya. If there's letters for stretching, okay, like alif, waw, and ya, the stretching letters, then we do not merge it. So we don't say alladhi yuwaswisu, alladhi yuwaswisu. This rule does not apply here. Same thing with wa amanu wa amilu salihat. This waw here is for stretching. Alif, waw, and ya, that's for stretching. If it's stretching letters are next to similar, exact same letters next to each other, we do not merge them. So we don't say wa amanu wa amilu salihat, but wa amanu wa amilu salihat alladhi yuwaswisu. So this is the rule on mutamathilan. Now let's go to al-mutajanisan. Al-mutajanisan just means the letters that are next to each other. Two letters are next to each other. These letters, they come from the same makhraj point, from the same. We cover the makharij huruf, so the same makhraj point, but they share different sifat, different characteristics. For example, so what's the ruling on this? So what are the two categories first? We have as-saghir and al-kabir, same thing as this one, as-saghir and al-kabir. As-saghir just means from the two letters which are next to each other. These letters, they come from the same makhraj, but different sifat, different characteristics. The first one has a sukun, second one has a fatha kasra dhamma, similar to this one. So for example, dal and ta, they come from the same makhraj point, from the tip of the tongue. Dal and ta. When they're next to each other, what do we do? For example, abadatum, abadatum. How do we pronounce it? Same thing. The rule is to merge them. So we're going to merge the dal onto the ta. So instead of saying abadatum, we'll say abadtum. Wala ana abidum ma abadtum. This is why here we don't pronounce the dal, we don't put qalqala. Like some people, they say abadatum, abadat, no qalqala involved. Okay, no qalqala. Dal will not be pronounced, but would have merged onto the ta. So abadtum. Abadtum. Next example here, ba and mim, when they're next to each other. One place in the Quran, in Surah Hud, irkab ma'na. Irkab ma'na, how do you pronounce? We merge the ba onto the mim. So irkam ma'na. Irkam ma'na. Why? Because ba and mim, the makhraj point is the makhraj point of ba and mim is the two lips when they touch each other. So ba, ab and mim, am. We did this in the makharij al-huruf. So irkam ma'na. Next one is dhal and dha. When we have dhal and dha next to each other, the first one having a sukun, second having a fatha kasra dhamma, then we'll merge them. So idh dhalamu, we will say idh dhalamu. Next one, ta and ta here, they come from the same makhraj as well. So fakafarat ta'ifa, we don't say fakafarat طائفة, but فكفرت طائفة, فكفرت طائفة, it would have merged. So the rule is to merge. What about al-kabir? We said al-kabir just similar to this one. Al-kabir just means when the two letters which are next to each other, both of them have a haraka. Fatha kasra dhamma, fatha kasra dhamma. What do we do? For example, as-salihati tuba. The rule is to make it clear. As-salihati tuba, as-salihati tuba. Both letters have to sound clear, no merging. Important note here. Some words people merge them when they shouldn't merge them. For example, فَقَدْ ضَلَّ. Dal here, the makhraj for dal is different from the dad. Dad is from the edge of the tongue, and dal is from the tip of the tongue. So in this situation, we don't say فَقَدْ ضَلَّ. We don't merge the dal onto the dad, but فَقَدْ ضَلَّ. And another word here, For example, the word لَإِن بَسَطْتَ, the word basatta here, there's a ta and ta. Ta and ta, they have the same makhraj point, but different sifat. The sifat, the characteristic that's the difference between them, or one of the characteristics, is that ta is from the heavy letters. So when we merge the ta onto the ta, we have to show that characteristic of heaviness. So here, we pronounce the ta, we have the characteristic of heaviness, then do the ta. So لَإِن بَسَلْتَ, so because ta is heavy, لَإِن بَسَلْتَ, and not basatta. We don't say basatta, but basalta, لَإِن بَسَلْتَ. That's it. Okay, so we have here al-mutamathilan, al-mutajanisan. In the next lesson, inshallah, we're going to do the last part, which is al-mutaqariban. We'll find out what this rule is, how to apply this rule, and any important notes and exceptions to this rule. Until then, jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.